play Jessie, the daughter in Night Mother by Marsha Norman, which is playing from the 6th to the 16th of January at PJ Pack. And I'm told to get tickets from www.onetix.com.my and to see you there. Bye.
Radhe Radhe. I'm Sukania Venugopal, and I'll be playing the character of Thelma in the production of Night Mother, written by Marsha Norman. Now, the play will be staged from the 6th to the 16th of January 2022 at PJ Pack. Tickets are already on sale at www.onetix.com.my. See you there. Radhe Radhe.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Malar from Hearts&Minds Development Center. Yes, I am the same Malar, except that you see another Malar here. No, she is the Sukania Venugopal.
Just
The Sukania Venugopal. She said, no. Okay. So we are together, so which is why I'm excited and I'm nervous. So welcome to Being Whole, Being Me, and this is our 34th session, and we have Sukania. All right, welcome Sukania. Thank you for coming into our office.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Yeah. Okay, so tell me, what is this greeting Radhe Radhe all about?
Radhe Radhe is my favorite greeting. For any and everything, I use Radhe Radhe. It's really what they use in Vrindavan, where Radharani lived. And Radharani is a consort of beloved of most of Krishna. So, and I'm her fan.
Okay.
So I love to use her name for any and everything. So if hello will also be Radhe Radhe.
Okay.
If I'm calling out to someone, hey Radhe, or Radhe Radhe.
Okay. So tell me, what's your fascination with Radha?
I just love her. She's an embodiment of love. And Krishna also acknowledges that of her. And no one can love Krishna like she does. So, yeah, that's why I
And do you also love like that?
do. I also like.
Do you also love that way? Just love people.
Love, I think, is very important. That should be the base for us, right? And if it's then reflected in our thoughts, minds, deeds, and action, then life will be joyous. That's what I believe.
Like how you are now.
I enjoy it.
I don't know. Are you?
I'm always joyous.
What it's all about. So I was very excited. My one of my besties, Anita Hamid, is taking part in the play.
Brilliant actress.
Yes. Brilliant actress, but amazing human being, I must say.
Yes.
I just love her. And when I found out, I said, you know what, it'd be lovely to talk about it. And then she gives me this number. She says, Sugi will be there for the interview. And I'm thinking, who's the Sugi? Because I wanted to talk to the actresses, right? Or actors who are acting. And then who's Sugi? And then I realized that Sugi that she gave is actually Sukanya, the Sukania Venugopal. And then she says she's coming to do this face-to-face. So it's been a whole load of excitement and anxiety to meet the Sukania Venugopal. Okay, we'll take this out. And so by now, you would know that, Sugi is she reminds me of what does it mean to be all of you and be present as if there's nothing, and that's what you that's the first impression. She's getting uncomfortable, so she's rolling.
What does that mean?
Yeah, whatever it means, right? That means you're so big, but the way you come in, like, so cool. There's,
with nothing up here.
No. What? maybe that's the thing.
That's
That's the thing, because you have everything in here, right, Sugi? It's all here, right? Okay, so I am misbehaving. It's got nothing to do with me. It's all Sugi, right? So pass the
over here.
we put all the blame on Sugi, right? So Panir says, great title for the show. Okay, now I'm trying to remember the title for the show. I'll come back to that. Pastor Panir. Yeah, he's a Pastor Panir. He runs, Rumah Kids, and she's all love. So Sugi, tell us.
Tell you what?
Yeah, tell us. You know, we got you because you're this like amazing actress that I have read about, seen. I mean, we saw your video. I mean, I know you're not the Sugi. You're just Sugi.
Okay, by the way, it's not Sugi, it's Suki.
Suki.
Because it's like Sukanya, no?
Right.
So Sukanya, you shorten it, is Suki. Yes.
Okay. It's like Malar, not Mala.
Yeah, Malar. Yes.
Yes.
Malar.
Okay, Suki. Got it right?
Yes, Suki.
Okay, we're still friends?
Of
course,
You're
good. We're going for lunch.
friends.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about how you got into acting.
How would be? I've always been interested in performing arts. I guess it comes from my mother. She was a singer in those days, and apparently I've been told that she was the first Indian artist to perform on television.
Wow.
I think. It's not gospel truth, but that was what I was
But
saying.
it's the truth for today.
It's the truth for today. That's the truth, yes.
Okay.
So then I guess, we were exposed to it, my sister and I both, very much into the arts. We were exposed because she used to take us to her shows. She's basically a singer, but she is a triple threat. She can sing, dance, and act. Wow. Yeah, she's just amazing. So we got it from her.
Okay lah. So she was singing a lot, right?
That was the main.
So why did you choose acting?
Because that's where my strength lies.
Yeah, but your mom is a singer. Like,
So
I would have thought.
you can
I
sing,
know.
your daughter may not be able to sing or whatever. Okay. Nonsense.
She actually said I'm talking nonsense. Okay. So the thing is this, because you said, like you got it from your mom and your mom could do everything. And I know you also can dance, right?
I can sort of move. I wouldn't say I'm a dancer, but if I'm given the movements, I can move. Yeah.
Okay. So you can move, and
Yes.
people call it dance when they're watching you, right?
Okay.
But you resonate with acting.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So at which point? So can I assume that you grew up probably watching your mom sing?
Yeah. My mom performed. Actually, she's a singer. She's a performer.
And tell us the difference.
When you sing, you can just sing there without any kind of expressions, without any emotions, without whatever, not even moving. But my mother was not like that. And people loved her because of the fact that she moved around whenever she sang. And so that's what we absorbed from her.
And you chose to perform on
Yeah,
stage.
Yeah.
So tell us, what about the stage performance that made you fall in love with it?
I just like the process of being in a play. Right from the word go. I mean, you read the play and then you find that you have some connection with the character, and then working with other actors and working with different directors. So yeah, and I guess the first time I actually found a liking for it was, I think, when I was in Form 6. I went to watch this play called Othello. And do you know Bosco de Cruz? Oh, he's an amazing actor. And he used to read the news on television and RTM.
Okay.
So I watched him. He played Othello. And the rest of the cast were all expatriates. And I just loved it. I don't know what it was about the whole thing. It's the language. Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare. Not that I understand it completely, I must tell you that. But I love Shakespeare. And I love the language that comes out of
plays that we do.
Right.
So, and I found that I could express also,
Right.
you know. I mean, you may love the language, but you may not be able to. And so that's that. And I found that was very, what do you call it? Come on.
I'm supposed to bring the words out of your heart.
I can't think of the word right now. Very uplifting, not uplifting, but enriching.
Okay. No, that's okay. I mean, is that
It's
okay?
very, it was
Fulfilling.
It was just fulfilling.
Yes.
That's the word.
Okay, so you
That's what
feel-
I was looking out for. Yeah, fulfilling.
Okay.
And so I just continued with it because I found that that fulfillment. So when I was but before that, when I was 15 years old or 16 years old or somewhere around there, I did this play called Oliver.
Okay.
But I wasn't. I was just one of the chorus people singing and doing all that stuff. Then after what do you call it? Watching Uncle Bosco perform this incredible play. Then when I went to university, was when I first took part in the play. Because there was not very much to do at that time in university. Honestly, I was in my first year.
Sorry, you went to the university and you didn't have much to do. So
No, I mean, like, apart from studying and going for lectures and all that, you do some other extracurricular activity, like whatever.
okay.
So, what did I say just now?
You didn't have much to do.
Yeah, so I decided, I saw this advert for, they were looking for actors. And
Right.
year two, those were in year two of the English course, they were supposed to be directing actors of year one. I mean, those who are in year one. So I just went for the audition and I got a role and I just enjoyed it. I
Nice.
enjoyed being on that play.
Nice. So there are two words you tend to use, but I like the fact that you use my word, which is fulfillment, right? Just now.
And it came from you, yes.
Yeah, it came from me, and then I'm giving it to you now. Okay, so how does fulfillment feel for you when you're on stage?
How does fulfillment feel?
You cannot say you don't know, I just want you to know we are like live, so you
I-
cannot
I-
say you don't know. You just express it if you don't know.
Fulfillment means you know you're touching the chord of people watching, and you know that they are with you. So that resonance, okay, with that audience, and when they are following you. So I guess that's part of that fulfillment.
So you're on stage, you are
Yeah.
you're taking on a role,
Yeah.
and you're feeling fulfilled because you now feel that there's this one energy between you and the audience,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Like, how do you know that? Because it's like really dark, and then in your
Vibe.
ah,
You can feel it from them, and you can also feel when they're disengaged from you. You know?
I think I know,
Yeah.
but I think people who are waiting to listening from you might want to say, what's the difference when, I'm sure you've had experiences. I mean, I don't act, even
You
though
don't act. Hello.
No, yeah. My children say I'm a drama queen, but that's a different story altogether, right? Okay, now. So whenever I'm working, when I'm training, of course I know when my audience are engaged and not engaged, and I get it when you say energy, right? But from your perspective, how do you differentiate when people are engaged and people are not engaged?
When they come up at the end and tell you something about it, I guess, if they wish to. But while you are performing, you can tell.
Right.
I don't know how to get to the mechanics of it, but it's just a feel.
Right, the feel,
that,
right?
Yeah, feeling that they are with you and they are
And very often when you feel this feeling, whether it's engagement, when you get that feedback that you're holding in your system, later when the audience come up to you, of course you confirm or validate, oh yeah, what I was thinking or feeling was right. Yeah. Now, when you have audience who you thought at that moment they were probably not as engaged or disengaged, right? How do you keep your enjoyment going? Because one of those things that I just love when you speak is that you say, I enjoy these, I enjoy this. I mean, you enjoy everything, I think, correct?
That has to go on, whether it's immaterial, whether that A enjoys it and B doesn't enjoy it. Because you can't please everyone. You not everybody can, resonate with what you are doing or feeling. So that it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, how do you keep your state? Because I think one of those things that
I just keep it. No,
I want your secret. Like, you think I brought
I
you
don't
all?
know what the secret
Yeah, that's
is.
what my job is, to bring it out.
You're not doing it the way I don't want to say it. It's just knowing that you have to do it.
All
And
right.
you just do it.
So when you're in that state, right, where you're beginning to feel, okay, maybe this audience will probably forced to be here or something like that, out there, like engaged, right? Don't you get affected at all?
I'm sure I do. At the back of my mind, I do, but I cannot let it, affect me.
Okay, so you are saying to yourself you cannot let it affect you, and so that it doesn't affect. What do you do at that moment? I know you're going to say I just do it, but if you can what do you? How do you stay in that state?
You just have to do it because that is what is expected of you.
And have you always been that way, or you think you got there over time?
I guess I have been like that. It has to be there. At least a little bit of it has to be there for it to grow. Yeah.
Nice.
If it wasn't there to begin with, then what is there to grow? You know what I mean? So a bit of it would have been there, and then it kind of developed, I guess.
Okay, so you grew.
Lost it. Okay?
You grew and you blossomed.
I
Okay,
guess.
so let's talk about me. Let's talk about growth. So you've been doing this one for more than 30 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And how would you? So if you broke down your growth to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, decade 1, decade 2, decade 3, in terms of your acting experience, right? Would you be able to share with us how how would you differentiate the growth in the first phase, second phase, and third phase?
I guess boils down to experience.
Right.
Each time you experience something new, maybe with this set of people, because you're going from one play to another play, and you're working with different actors. Sometimes the same actors appear. So I guess it's that experience that that you've had, and then you absorb that, and then you go on to the next, and then so I guess that's how it is. When I first started out, it was very raw in a way. Yeah? But then over time, you kind of sculpture. It's some, what do you call it? The directors also, they understand you, understand what you're capable of, and either push you, to be able to do better than what you're doing now. Okay.
Okay. How? So
A lot of laughs, huh?
yeah, I know. Suddenly it's like the last one. Okay, so what you're saying is that obviously you grow, you draw experience to all that's happening in preparation of the play, for sure, right? Because I think very much we often think, or I might just think that's the acting part of it, but there's a whole load of experience that you're absorbing. From what I'm hearing, is all that's happening around you, the people, the collaboration, the director. There's so much that goes into making of a play, but more than that, I think in this today's case, it's the making of you. Yeah, the Suki. Okay, Sugi. Now, and what is really nice is I like it when you get annoyed because it's like quite fun. If the camera is off, I know different things are being. But you know your life, so you'll be like kinder to me, right? Okay, so and what I liked about what you said is that you seem to be always listening in to what resonates with you, and at the same time, what I hear you say is that you allow the environment, i.e., the director, whatever that's happening around, to contribute to shaping who you are, which is where the growth happens, right? So and that's that two combination, because I think very often it's very easy to fall into the trap, for me at least. I think I know who I am, as I'm trying to find myself. But what you're saying is that what the director actually knows and can push me or bring the best out of me that I don't see.
Director and the other
and the others, the whole environment. Yeah. So you're very open to saying that, hey, this is how I think I am. However, I'm open, right? How do you balance both?
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. What do you mean by balance?
Okay.
So this is there and that is there. And if you're open to it, right? If you're closed, then of course there's nothing to talk of.
Right.
But when you're open, then you take what is given, because you don't let your ego come into play.
So what do you do to do a check-in whether the ego is in play or
not? What do? I just know whether I'm responding to what is being given to me positively.
Okay.
Okay. So if I am doing that, then I know that I will probably benefit out of that.
Has there been a situation where you were given a role, or you had an opportunity for a role, and you probably thought you were open, but you were not open, and you realized it much later?
No, not really. Because then it would make it very difficult. During the process itself, if you're not open. So if you think it's not working, you would just have to go along with it because you've already made a commitment.
Right.
And you have to stick by that. No matter what.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you make the commitment, you just go for it.
Yeah.
And if there's any thinking during that open space where you're open to, taking in what the environment is giving you, you're probably doing your own form of awareness, reflection, processing. That's right.
Yeah,
all of that, right? Yeah. And has there been a time where you had felt that I don't think I want to do this?
No.
So it's always been a yes.
As I said, once I've committed myself.
No, this is before the commitment.
It's during you've committed yourself, right? So during that process, if you find that it's not working or whatever, you still have to go through with it.
Okay.
Unless I can tell and say, okay, I can't do that. That's not my nature.
Okay. Okay. So once you commit, you do it, right? So have you been in spaces where you don't connect with the role?
Yes, but I worked around it and brought something to it.
And how does that help? How has that helped either shape you or sculpt you or become you?
You learn to you learn to, I don't know, I think it's you learn to, something new out of it comes, I guess, right? And you understand that and then apply it, knowing that this is a possibility and you and you apply it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Otherwise, you will always be at, what do you call it? Loggerheads. Not loggerheads. You won't have a lovely experience from the whole thing. And once you do that, it becomes very bitter, and you don't want that. And at least I don't want that. Yeah. So you try and not have that bitter experience.
That's how you end up with all enjoyment in your life.
Yeah, I think you have to enjoy life. If you don't enjoy life, that's when you start thinking of, maybe even taking away your life. Because there are a lot of cases where they just don't know what to do anymore. What that enjoyment will help you find things around you that's positive, that will help you, I guess. Yeah.
Have you ever done anything that you don't enjoy?
I don't enjoy. No.
Yeah, that's
I don't get involved in anything that I don't enjoy.
Okay.
Like pubbing, for what? Okay, look at your face. I don't enjoy going to the pubs because it bores me. I get so bored, but I hear you dance and that I will enjoy because it's just sitting around and basically I don't drink. Okay, so I'm sitting there and everybody else is on some level or other, and it's just boring.
Okay, so we'll create some entertainment if you decide to come to the pub.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Are you a regular at some?
No. Whenever I need a dose of ultimate joy.
Okay.
It's ultimate joy for me. And that's when I go to an Indian pub that plays the songs I love. It has to be songs I love, and I need to dance to the songs that I love.
That's wonderful. That's so releasing.
And I don't drink, but I'm usually drunk on the dance floor.
That's a good way to get drunk.
Yes. And I think you'd enjoy the misbehavior when one is in the drunken state. So, but anyway, so you might consider coming to the pub.
Of course I will.
Nice, thanks. So, tell us this, right? How, I do know, we started off with the greeting Radhe Radhe, and how does spirituality and acting come together?
I don't find them at odds at all. Yeah. That's, I guess also I've been blessed with the kind of roles that I've got to do. I think Radharani says that this one you can do.
It's been sent to you.
Yes.
The specially chosen one.
Like when I did Putri Gunung later, that role that I got, I just loved. And she was such a beautiful being, that particular character. So that, and then I did this play in Australia. There I play the matriarch of a family. And the whole play started off with Krishna's names. And I was thinking to myself, wow. And then they had this Bhagavad Gita also in the play. And so this will definitely take off. And it did. It became so successful. When you have that sort of what do you call it? Not quality, but you in the play itself. Sometimes when it works that way, it's enjoyable. I mean, I although my character was this matriarch who wanted to keep the. This what do you call that? It's called Counting and Cracking, the play, and it was about the war. What do you call it? The internal conflict,
Okay.
right, between the Sinhalese And so it was based on that. And I played the matriarch of the family. And how I what do you call it, make sure that things are okay, right, more or less. Yeah. So, but that is the thing. So I found that I felt very blessed because Krishna's names have been because it was a funeral. It started off with a funeral. So in the Keshavaya Namaha, Narayana Namaha, all that was said, and I was thinking, wow, it's beautiful. I'm so blessed to be part of this play. I'm not sure others felt that way because of how my connection is. Yeah. So
Do you make connection with in the spaces that you go to, right? Do you find yourself staying connected? You okay?
Yeah.
Staying
connected.
Do you like, for example, when you spoke about the play, you say you felt connected. But what I'm experiencing about you, and I could be wrong, is that it seems like wherever you go, you find connections.
Because it's already there.
Right.
The Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's already within.
Mm-hmm.
And so that helps when I do a play.
Right. So if
no matter what the character is.
I was just going to ask you, Yeah. So so if have you taken a character that's negative?
Not negative, but
something that's not you, for example.
None of them are me.
Oh wow!
I mean, when you're doing a play, you're bringing life to that character.
Mm.
But of course, you have some of your what do you call it is there because you are there,
right?
But so what was I saying? What
have you played a character? I said, have you done something that doesn't feel like you? Because we're talking about connections, right?
Mm-hmm.
So have you done? And what I'm hearing you say is that none of the character that you played is actually you. You give life to that character.
Yes.
And so would that mean that stepping in and stepping out of the character is like that for you?
Yes. So that's what's interesting also, because in real life, I'll never get to
be that
person or experience those emotions.
Mm.
You know.
So when you step into a character that's not you, that's not you, how do you give life to the character? How do you make it come alive and be real? Because that's what the audience are connecting to, right? Because you make it real enough that people know, like, I know this character as I'm watching you. Right? How do you do that?
You be true to the emotions that you are displaying. There must be truth in that. You know, so if you are true to that, people can connect.
Right.
You know, if you find it's not coming, then don't push it. You know, like sometimes you're expected to tear or something, but if it's not coming, don't force it.
Right.
Because if you force it, then you know it's not genuine. You know it's not genuine, and I'm sure the audience also take up on that. So yeah, so you have to learn how to.
So this is interesting. What I'm hearing is that you give life to the role. Perhaps I'm sure you understand and empathize with the role, and you want to stay true to the role, right? And you're basically giving that space that is required by embracing that role, right? And what I also hear, which I really think is interesting, is that at that moment when you're present, be genuine about it.
I just love the way you hear all these things. Obviously, and then be articulate about it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't hear anything.
No, because I'm like, I had this like, I'm coming with this perception of acting, right? And then you're giving me all these opposite things, and I'm like, I now have to like process.
What is your perception of acting?
No, because what I've read of some people, not all, right, is how they get into the role and how they have difficulty coming out of the role and how they become that role and how they need to go into counseling to. And when I read all of that, I'm like, I think that's big, brilliant, because I think it's so much of investment into that, right? I'm probably more like that person. Maybe that's why for me it's like, I feel the pain. And then I meet Suki, and she says like, you know what? I understand the role. I fit into the role. I come out of the role. I enjoy it. It's nothing. I grow, and I'm cool about it. Like, so it's
still how I come across. I understand.
You're so cool. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You just go with what the writer has said.
Exactly.
Right? The words are already there. And the words will create the situation and the emotional content of that particular situation. And so you do it as best as you can.
Yeah, you see? Do it as best as you can. It's like, just do it like.
Sometimes it might not work. I don't know. Yeah. You give it your best shot.
Yeah, and I think that's fascinating for me because there's so much of an amazing balance between giving your best and at the same time letting go. And that's the kind of balance I think, I don't know about other people, I struggle with, right? It's when people ask you to give away control, it's so easy to give away control if you don't want, if it's okay for you to give away a part of you, right? But here we want both. You want to be authentic, you want to give your best, right? You want to stay true to yourself, and you are staying true to
the character,
the role. Right? In your case, it might be a character, but in our case, in our life, we do that, right? You're always struggling with, okay, I'm going to be me, my best of me, but I want to belong to the space. I want to contribute to the space, right? And there's always this pull and push, right? And to be able to find that fit is where I believe you experience enjoyment, fulfillment, and you bring so much of presence and love wherever you go, right? Like what we're experiencing now.
Okay.
Right? And I think what I am trying to do is, and the reason I love doing this is that there are a lot of things that you're doing unconsciously that has made you, I guess. And we're just trying to get the secret out.
I don't know what the secret is. I guess it's I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the secret is.
Okay, fair enough. But so why you see you're clear about the need to do both, and that's what I'm seeing, right? Even just now in terms of being clear about the role, sculpting yourself, and at the same time staying open. And I think that's a dance between the inside and the outside that we need to figure out how do we pace in a way that we have this amazing experience of fulfillment, right? Where I believe your presence is optimal at that moment, right? And you're doing that, you say, on stage, but I'm sure you do that off stage from my experience too.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you don't have to agree, but we all agree on that, right? From the first time I spoke to you. So I loved all of that. And right now, I think the reason I got the pleasure of sitting beside you is you're preparing for a...
Yes.
Yes,
that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have come. I hate talking about myself.
But we're not talking about you.
What, you are asking all these questions about what?
It's all about me, you see, because now
Right, yeah.
people know that I'm able to give words to the
Yes.
Suki, right? Like, can you imagine?
True.
So
Yes.
all the power to me.
Yes.
All the attention is on me. All right? So it's not about you.
No. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about the play.
Yeah, okay. So tell us about this play that I'm really, really excited.
Do you have any of the pamphlets?
No, not here, but we have actually put it up just now.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Night Mother. So tell us about it.
Right. This play is essentially about a mother and a daughter. The mother's name is Thelma, and the daughter's name is Jessie, and they live out in the countryside. And it's actually South, not South America, but the southern states, one of the southern states. Right. So the daughter obviously cannot deal with life because of certain what do you call that things that she's gone through, and she has epilepsy at the same time. And the mother didn't quite didn't inform her about the fact that she has this thing. She just thought it just happened one day when she fell off a horse or something, but actually she has been having fits right from when she was 5 years old. Okay, so that's one thing. So that illness, I suppose, in a way, kind of saps at her, saps her, and the daughter is not able to make any kind of relationship that can last with anybody. Okay, and she has a better relationship with the father than with her mother. Father is a quiet man and all that, and the daughter has that nature, like the father's nature. The mother is most of the time. So what happens finally is she decides she has had enough of life, the daughter. And so she decides to kill herself. And she goes about preparing for it, killing herself. She's going to shoot herself in her room. That's what she's planning to do. So I guess she feels responsible in a way to make sure that the mother is okay when she's not around. Okay externally, in things, in knowing where things are, that sort of thing. But she doesn't figure in on the fact about the internal. How would it affect the mother? I don't think it occurs to her.
I don't think it occurs in a lot of places.
Yeah, when you are at that state, you don't stop to think, okay, how would this person take this? Like how would my mother feel? No, because it's like a demon within you, and you have to exercise that. And the only way you know how to do it is by taking away your life. So the whole play is based on that. It's how the daughter reveals to the mother, listen, I'm going to kill myself. And the mother tries her level best to make her see otherwise, to make her embrace life instead of wanting to do away with it. Yeah. So that's the basis of it.
From what I yeah. I mean, okay, never mind. I won't say that. That's heavy.
Yeah, it is. But the writer has written. It's been written in such a way that there are moments of I think dark comedy or black, whatever you want to say. That's humor in it also. But yeah, basically it's that. So. But the daughter is kind of determined to do it. Whether she does it or not,
come and watch the play.
Yeah, we don't know that.
All right. And what I was trying to do is, I think Kirtana will put up. It's onetix.com.my is where you buy the ticket. It starts 6th
on the 6th of January, and it goes on to the 16th.
So
of January.
the number. Oh, thank you. The number is 6 to 16. So you know the storyline. I'm sitting with the mother. If you want to meet the daughter, you need to buy the ticket.
She is brilliant, the daughter.
Yes, she's my friend.
Yeah, her friend. Through her, then we got together. Yes.
Yeah. So brilliant mother and daughter character. And you know, if it's not her now, if it's not you, I won't watch it because it's like just listening to it. Gives me. It's such a heavy subject, right? Now, what made you say yes to the role?
Because of Pat, the director. She gave the. It's a challenging role to do. It's a challenging role to do, and again, I found the enjoyment in doing that. Yeah, the nucleus of anything that I do is whether I can resonate and whether I feel I can contribute and do something with that character.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, and Pat is a wonderful being. I mean, her forte is actually stage production wise, but this is the first time she's directing.
Wow.
And this play means a lot to her. I don't know. Yeah, so she'd been wanting to do this for a long while. I think 2 or 3 years ago itself. I think, but then I wasn't available at that time, or maybe Anita wasn't. Then she just waited until now when the 2 of us are available.
Nice. Kiran, hi Kiran. Kiran is saying, looking forward to the play. The topic resonates with me in view of pandemic lockdown of the last 2 years. Definitely.
Okay.
So for the rest of you who had joined us, I think Gerald was one of the first who joined us. Lewis had joined us, I think. James was there. Yes, Lewis. James had joined us. These are our normal gang that joins us.
Really?
Yeah, we're just expecting you to see you at the play, okay?
Yeah. Just don't join now.
Yeah. Just go and click and buy the tickets and see, because you got to see Suki, the mother, and Anita, the daughter. And of course, I want to see Mala, but no, I'll be in the audience.
Mala will be in the audience and she will be there for us.
Yeah, giving the words and the energy that you need at the time. Okay, so very quickly on the role, right? And Kiran actually brought it up. I think what was really amazing. I mean, for me, first and foremost, Anita is amazing.
Yes, she is. I when I'm with her, I'm in awe of her.
Yeah, just yeah. And what I have experienced with Anita, which really got me interested in plays, as to observe and learn from it, is that, and recently I read something that said that when people, so I read non-fiction almost, right? And Anita is the opposite.
Okay.
And Anita is the most empathetic being that I've ever met on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say this, right? She is lost on earth, an angel who's lost on earth, right? And she's like, I'm reading this book, and this is like, how she was like, I'm reading this book, Mallory, you don't know how I feel about it, and like she's all emotions, right? Yeah. Now, and I think the thing that really excites me and really is Anita who inspires me is how much art as a form heals, right? Whether you are preparing for it, whether you are performing, or you're watching and you're connected with the character.
Yeah.
And this is where, what you said about us coming together as one energy, because we are probably sharing a similar experience. And art heals, right? And I'm not too sure in Malaysia, right, from your experience, whether we resonate with art as much in the sense that whether we value,
art as in all forms of
all forms, but specifically today with what you're doing, right? Theatre, right? Because and I do role plays in my programs, and I've taken up a bit of debate theatre, right? And I found the whole experience just so fascinating as to how it shapes me, how it gets me to connect with who I am, right? And when I'm connected with who I am, and like what you said, when you're open to experiences, when you think about roles and you try and give life to the roles, you gain new insights that shapes you forever. You can't, after an experience, you can't say, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Because you become a new person, right? So in terms of art, right, and for me, art heals, right? And specifically now, I think, like what Kiran said, in the aspect of the pandemic, this mental health is really rising. People are really depressed, and to me, depression is a disconnection with the self.
Mm.
And you said it in the chat that when you're disconnected, you lose joy, and when you lose joy, there's no reason to live.
Mm.
You live because you want joy, right?
Mm.
And we're struggling with all of that, right? In your experience of the years of being in this art form, or generally art form, right? What would you like to tell us about how you have seen art heal? Not just for you. I'm sure you've seen what happens to people.
I don't know what happens to people. I mean, either they all say either they've enjoyed it or whatever, but whatever happens is within. So unless they want to express it, I wouldn't know. So I hope whatever that we've done or doing or has a kind of an effect on people. So, but basically it's that. Yeah, whether it actually affects or not, we don't know, because it's all within them.
Nice. Has it? Would you think? Because I'm thinking of Anita, right? So it's not Anita. You need to bring her here, but. Do you see getting into roles and acting actually increases your level of empathy based on the roles that you get to experience? Does that?
No,
not
empathy.
No. What does it do for you?
Nothing. I mean, I just do that role. Do it, get it.
Just go and do it. Finish, get out.
Next.
Yeah, and then if I get the experience, I don't know what I got, but I just know I grew and I became a better person and I enjoyed it and I feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
But don't ask me what it did for me because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how to put it in words. Right. Okay. It's just a feeling. It's just, for want of another word, experience. That's it. So, yeah.
Okay. And when we talk about Night Mother, I mean, the story is heavy. What do you think? What do you think? For audience who are thinking whether how to watch this Night Mother.
Just watch. Just be open and come to watch.
Okay.
Of course, the what do you call it? The story or the substance of it may not resonate with you, but just come and watch because of the writer and the director. And Anita.
Not Suki. She's okay. So don't come because you like her, but she's just going to be there because she's the mother. But come for Anita, come for the director, come for the writer.
And the way the writer has dealt with that subject, and it's like a catharsis of sorts, for me as an actor sometimes. So
just be like Suki, which is
we just need people to come to the theatre now because it's not doing well, theatre at the moment. Because of the situation being what it is.
Okay, so what Suki is saying, so I'm going to paraphrase. Tell me whether I got this message right.
Probably have.
Come to the theatre.
Yeah.
Because we need it. Yeah. You are actually helping the state, the country, and the actors and the whole art form. If you come, so just come, click one tick and buy the ticket and come. And remember, you're not coming because she's good. No, she's just going to be there. Because half the time she doesn't know why she's doing what she's doing, even though the whole world is saying she's doing a good job. But it's not about her. She's just going to be there. She's okay.
Yeah.
She's going to get in and out of the role as the mother. But the brilliant person is the daughter in the movie, in the show, which is Anita. So you're going to come for Anita because she's playing a brilliant role. And I personally think the reason we should watch. I mean, this is not about it's about me. The reason I think we should watch. I think we all struggle with the mother and the daughter role. We all struggle with helplessness.
Yes.
We all struggle
There
with, we don't need people who are committing suicide, right? But, do we see people closest to us suffer? We do. Do we always know what to do? No, we don't. But are we also struggling, loving and reaching out? I believe we all do. And that's why we need to watch her to see how it resonates with us, not because she's a great actor.
Yeah, the
but-
helplessness, when you, and it's your child.
Yeah. I mean, how close can it get?
Yeah,
How
it's-
close in terms? So I think the messaging is so needed for me, right? Because like what Kiran said, we love people, and sometimes the feeling about not being able to help people we love most. I think that's the worst kind of helplessness.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just
you just
helplessness on its own is bad, but
yeah. So
this is so close, right? On one hand, and I think the way you describe the daughter's role is so amazing because, in that not just her helplessness, but in the hopelessness of not wanting to live. There's so much of
There's
love
yeah.
to make things right for the mother. And I think that's the struggle
Yeah.
that we don't see sometimes because we think about people who are struggling with mental health and probably not wanting to live as cowards. Right?
Yeah.
There's so much of
Yeah.
stigma
Yes.
around needing to be strong. But I think, just thinking of the role, there's so much of strength in the love she is having for her mom. In wanting to make it right or good, even though it seems external, like what you said. But what does it take to wake up every day and say, I need to make sure mom is okay, even though I
Yeah.
don't want to leave? And I think that is something we all struggle with, right? We want to do what we feel is right for us, but we also want to do what is right for the other, right?
Loved ones around.
Right?
Yeah.
And that struggle of love, I think is so beautiful. And I do believe that all of us express these conflicts and struggles in our own way, which is why we need to watch.
Very well. Very well.
I'm getting
Thank
free
you very
tickets,
much.
right?
I should think so. I should think so. Yes. Yes.
So that's why. No, I mean really, right? Like, so I hope you will get to onetix.com, I think, and buy your tickets to watch Suki and Anita and Pat's direction, Night Mother, because I think yeah, and I think it's about the subject matter that's close to our heart, the issues that we're struggling with. Specifically now, I think because we seem to be going back to what is considered normal, and we're going to happily get distracted and push
Start
away.
taking things for granted.
Yeah, push away the brilliant lessons that we could have had about relationships and love. I did a good summary, didn't I? I know.
Encore.
Thank you. So I have now publicly, got some acknowledgement from Suki that I do well. Okay, Suki, now are you ready for rapid fire?
I guess so.
Yeah. Don't say I don't know. I cannot.
I can.
Cannot.
Can.
Okay.
I'm the one who's answering. Okay, so you cannot say
So
that.
I don't know. It's not allowed. Okay. So we're in this program called Being Whole Being. Okay, that's what it's called. If you didn't know, you know it now.
Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, being whole, being me. So the whole idea of being whole, being me is the idea of when I'm able to show up as myself, I'm a whole person. And for me, that's a spiritual experience when all of you comes together, right? So now, so you're going to finish this sentence. Are you ready? Okay. Acting makes me whole.
You've already said the whole thing.
You know, must finish the sentence.
Acting makes me whole.
How?
Acting makes me whole. Person. I forgot to put it. Okay. So acting makes me a whole person.
Okay, very good. Brilliant. You finished the sentence, so that's like a brownie point for you, right? I come alive on stage
when I know I have connected really with the character and am able to reflect that during the process, during the play itself. Yeah.
That was a lot of words, you know?
Yeah.
What happened? Okay.
That one was one person was more than enough.
One thing that people misunderstand about acting.
Misunderstand about acting? They don't give it, because they tend to sometimes associate it with glamour, I think. And glamour can be quite empty in a way, you know, and it's just glamorous. It's not. There's more to it than that. It has a healing process and all that. So what they misunderstand is they don't see that aspect of it, right? You know. So once they understand that, then they won't have this misconception on this whatever it is of acting.
So you're saying that it's got gift that we're not probably aware of.
Yes.
We're just seeing the dress up, which is the glamour, but we don't see
sometimes
the gift. Yeah. The gift behind it. Wow. Okay. One thing that people misunderstand about you. I mean, do people think you're glamorous?
No, they know for a fact. They know that I am far from that.
Okay.
But they say, why aren't you? You're an actor.
Yeah. Why aren't you? Why?
I don't resonate with that aspect of it.
Right.
This is what I am. I'm being true to myself.
Right.
So I don't need to behave in a particular way to say that, okay, I'm an actor. You say?
About me.
Yeah. I need all that.
No.
This is me, and yeah, you accept it or you don't.
Nice. And what advice would you give to the young people, or actually don't have to be young, people who think that, maybe if one wants to get into acting as a career, what would you advise, especially in Malaysia? Did you copy my question? Yeah. Luis is asking the question. So if someone is thinking of acting as a career right at this moment, what advice would you give?
In this country, as a career, I'm not so sure. Okay. In my case, because I have been doing it for a long while, and it's a stage. I've got to a point where I can either say yes or no to things. But when you're talking about a career, it's a different ballgame altogether. But I know of a lot of young people who do go abroad and study theatre, and and then they come back, or they stay there. But they come back here, and there are a number of. But right now, the situation is not so good for this.
So you're talking about career in terms of economic value.
In a way, yes.
Okay. So, but let's just
value.
Okay, fine. I mean, I told there's so many things that won't make sense, right? But in terms of if someone is, resonating or feeling that I feel fulfilled, like how you felt when you watched the play or when you took part, right? And because you had nothing much to do in the university when you did that, when you're just hanging out, when you were just hanging out, and then you realize I feel fulfilled, right?
Yes.
So people, we do get experiences where we realize, like, okay, maybe this is what I was looking for. this is what I want to do, and I feel so alive and fulfilled, right?
Mhm.
What advice would you give them to pursue?
Just if you know of people, if people are calling for auditions for any particular play or something, go for it and see what happens there. And then that will be the stepping stone. I mean, you have to experience first before you can, you know what I mean? To sit and give a whole lot of philosophy.
Think, you don't think, don't overthink it.
Don't think, just go and hands on. You go for the what do you call it? Auditions and see what. That's how I started out.
Okay, it's just his way, like it's like just do it, don't overthink, just
Yes,
go
go
step
and
into the
do
shoe,
it, yes.
just do it.
Yeah.
If you
And
like
then
it,
you will know. Then
Yeah.
you will know whether it's for you or not.
nice. Just
Yeah.
do it.
Yes, do it.
Don't think, just do it.
Yes.
What's the worst that will happen if you
Well,
if you don't like it, you just don't do it
to
anymore.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
exactly.
So if you're not too sure, you can contact
No,
Suki as well. Because that's how she does it. All right, last bit. Thank you so much for coming and being this lovely person and helping me to get over my anxiety of the Suki and getting into the space of where I feel so comfortable with you, right? If there's some one wisdom that you'd like to, I know you're going to say I don't know
Wisdom.
yeah, no wisdom. Okay. So just leave us with a message as to like, if you look at your life, right, if there's one thing that resonates with you, for you, that you'd like to leave behind for the audience, what would it be?
It's love.
One word.
With that love, you can achieve a lot. You can achieve a lot. But that love has to take on different levels, you know. For me, it's when you have love in you, you will see life in a joy. There's joy in life when there is that love, and it's not easy getting that love sometimes. But I think if you are more on the spiritual path, you can find it. And I know a lot of, not I know a lot, but there are people I know, you can see the joy in them. And that is, I think, stems from the fact that they are filled with love.
Oh!
Okay, yeah.
Okay lah.
Okay.
You stepped in and you stepped out. You started with one word, which is love. But then it's really again about love and enjoyment and being alive and bringing our whole self together, right? Which has been your message. So Suki, thank you very much. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
I got it right.
Yes.
And so we've been with Sukania Venugopal, One Takes Watch Night Mother, 6 to 16 January 2022. What a great way to start the year. With that, this is Mala from Hearts&Minds Development Center signing off from Being Whole, Being Me, episode 34. Next week will be Christmas Eve. Hope to bring you some
Santa Claus.
Yes. Yeah, we need to interview Santa Claus, right? So we're looking for a Santa Claus. If you want, just contact me. Otherwise, we'll dress up one Santa Claus and come. With that, have a great week. Enjoy the festive season. Stay connected with me according to Kirtana and Suki. And I'll see you next week, same time, 12 o'clock. Till then, stay happy, filled with love so that you enjoy life.
Right. Radhe Radhe.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Abdul Hamid and I play Jessie, the daughter in Night Mother by Marsha Norman, which is playing from the 6th to the 16th of January at PJ Pack. And I'm told to say to get tickets from www.onetix.com.my and to see you there. Bye.
Radhe Radhe. I'm Sukania Venugopal, and I'll be playing the character of Thelma in the production of Night Mother, written by Marsha Norman. Now, the play will be staged from the 6th to the 16th of January 2022 at PJ Pack. Tickets are already on sale at www.onetix.com.my. See you there. Radhe Radhe.